Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to register. Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to register. Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to register. Winternomics. Welcome. Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 win Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches.
What up? What it do? This is Heat Map. Welcome back after your holiday weekend. And we told you crypto loves a holiday. Funny things, huh? How's everybody out there doing? You guys have a good weekend. Saw some of y'all put up some nice wins of the weekend. Always good to see. We always like to see people in the winner's circle, you know, bear market or not. It doesn't really matter. Let's see here. Was the last time I had something on that. That is all right. Perfect. All good. Morning. Appreciate you, TRH, Fractal Owl, all my bits people. Shout out to Spicy Sandwich. What up, Jeff? Doing good. Was away for the weekend. Caught a small plan ETH while camping. Always nice to make some money while you're fucking relaxing. But you know, sometimes you go relax just to go relax. You know, don't keep staring at the market. You lose out on some of that quality time. Let's see, Algo maybe. We'll see what happens. Very interesting combos of the weekend inside of Discord, actually leading into today. Definitely sentiment things in the marketplace. Some interesting sentiments if you guys were on Discord yesterday. I don't think people know what help looks like. Do you think most people show up on this if they get a YouTube recommendation and go, this guy looks like he knows what he's talking about? All those flashing fucking colors on him? Yep, that looks smart. Always fun to hear the biases people have about what they run into when they come in here. Too much tequila this weekend. Oh man, I know what that feels like. Fuck all that. Crazy convo last night. Yeah, a little craziest. So we'll see if he survives the psychological onslaught. But definitely for everybody else, right? You can see what bias does to you. You know, it makes it impossible to fucking evaluate information in front of your face. And nobody has to explain to you that you can't see what's going on or that you're clueless either. You know, most of the time people are gonna fucking victimize your ass because of it. So like, you know, being trite in your ignorance is like I said, ignorance is bliss only for the ignorant, right? It's actually crazy. You have a guy come into my Discord and let me know if he'll approve me as fucking who I am in my own house. And like, bro, you can just get the fuck out. Always remember, no one's forcing you to fucking listen to another person's point of view. If you know better, fuck right off. You know what I mean? It's actually the craziest shit in the world. You're not gonna come into my house and let me know if you'll fucking tell me I am who I am. This is a person doing this for like 2 hours yesterday. He'll let me know if he thinks I'm fucking good at what I do or not. The fuck are you doing in my house? Get the fuck out. Nobody cares what you think. You know, and that's the funniest thing. Like, the minute somebody's fucking like questioning your fucking integrity, what you do, if you're worth your shit, and they're still standing there, bitch, you already know. Shut the fuck up. It's like a motherfucker standing in your driveway saying, I don't want this house. How much you think it's gonna cost to fix the roof? Bitch, you want the house? You know, like, what the fuck are you even saying right now? Funniest shit ever. But yeah, it's always funny to listen to, you know, the perspective that people have when they're pretty sure of themselves and they can't see all the info. That's what we trade against, you know. And at the end of the day, it's not a personal thing in the Discord. It's looking at the shape of human behavior and, you know, what that means to the decision making capacity of the person. Can we check Euro? Yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about some forex things. So we've been kind of loosely tracking forex and DXY as it blew out the 7-year shockwave, and we definitely should talk more about that. ETH USD. I see veterans asking for symbols. Oh my god, I'm gonna have a heart attack. What's happening? Oh, check out an idea I had here. Salty's in the chat. What up, Salty? You feel like jumping on the microphone there, Tamagotchi? Are you fucking available for me to fucking jump in your motherfucking DMs, bitch? I see 104. Light show to start, huh? Let's see. Don't forget to hit the like button. 1 sec. I'm gonna be in your DMs in moments. So 108. Definitely low. Seeing as much as 180. What do you think, Matt? You said nice filter? Did I get the look and feel of a heat map right? You get what I'm supposed to be, right? Like the fucking heat map from fucking aftermarket and shit like that. So let's hope it resembles this to a degree. You know, you got to have your red sectors and shit like that. For the most part, it could be mostly green. Depends how much I run my mouth, I guess. I like my burger salty. I don't even want to understand that sentence since burger's your brother. What the hell? You do understand that Jeff knows salty, and salty sandwich is formerly burger, and he likes his burger salty. So I don't know what he's trying to tell me. I'm trying to read between the lines. When NFT today show art is cool as fuck. We're gonna have another NFT. We're gonna have another metaverse show pretty shortly, actually. If you guys know, Artifact released their 3D files for the clones. So today, hopefully, we'll have the filters fixed up to have our clone as a feature. So a little bit of a learning curve on Blender. I'll tell you what, those guys are forcing motherfuckers to become 3D fucking designers, or you're fucking gonna be left in the cold. It definitely isn't the most user-friendly thing for all possible investors in there, but I do like the fact that they're kind of pushing people towards a creator economy. We're going to talk a lot about that when I actually do if I can get it figured out today. We'll probably do it in the Winter After Dark show tonight. But there's definitely a whole lot to talk about with what these 3D files mean as the first real avatar project in the metaverse. This is game-changing shit, what they did yesterday. And, you know, if you look at the commercial license, what it opens up for, you know, all of you as business possibilities, fucking endless. Whether you own a clone or not, it's an insane fucking pivot they've done. And man, shit's not easy. Bro, I took one look at that shit and I'm like, bro, I was like, you know, this generation's got a hell of an advantage, bro. You look at Blender, you look at fucking like the rig setup, like, Jesus Christ, like people my age just like literally fucking die inside and you look at that, like, bro, learning curve is fucking crazy. But for all of you that, all right, ready? For all of you that are fucking, you know, born into this technology and like it's second nature to use it, you have fucking the ability to create your own fucking career and never leave your house. Like you have full ability to control your life, and creating things, I think, is an insanely fucking rewarding, you know, thing to do with one's time. You know, you get to see, you know, your art appreciated or something that you originally make, you know, be part of fucking like the world. It's a really interesting feeling. And I think it's a great pivot from like, you know, where the economy of the world is now to go towards Web3. There's a lot of job loss from automation and technology. This is the pivot that fucking the workforce can go towards. You know, this is 21st century careers. What up, Burger?
What up?
So do I officially keep calling you Burger, or are you gonna be Salty? What's the deal? Do you really want to be called Salty?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
Holy fucking Christ, Pars Vital. I don't know who that is. Did he just take me $5? Dude, you're the fucking man. You must have hit something out of the fucking park. I appreciate you, dude. Holy shit. I didn't know that could go that high. Well, goddamn. I have to put out some fucking like alpha today. Burger sounds a little low.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7.
I just gotta keep him near the other mic. I agree. Learning curve with all things to decode is mind-boggling. Like that shit was not like with the intent of the bulk of the Clonix community knowing how to do it. But if you guys think about it, right, like, you know, a Clonix avatar is, you know, a 5-digit thing, and none of you directly go out in your driveway to figure out how to change your oil or change your transmission fluid, right? You pay people for that. They've effectively created like a fractal of that with this. Like, how many of you really have time to sort out how your fucking 3D avatar files work? You can likely contract somebody to like create certain dynamics for you. If you're a performer, you don't need to be a coder too. You need fucking like staff to help you create your set. So now you've actually created an economy around these things, you know, a whole peripheral set of businesses that didn't exist before will literally come into being. Not just creators creating for like, you know, branding or style or things like that, but you need fucking like, you know, staff to help you fucking like manage these little nuances that your features can't handle. There's a whole invented like, you know, a peripheral economy right now to Clonix by these 3D avatars coming into being. It's very, very cool.
Yeah, and they're creating the wealth for the people who bought early, at least, to have the money to afford to hire a programmer or a 3D modeler or an animator or all that stuff. Like,
it's a hell of a wealth built in fucking type business model. It's really insane, you know, not just airdropping fucking, you know, coin on coin to have you hold a previous coin, but actual real world utility, right? These tokens allow you to build businesses on top of it. So now Artifact has become effectively a platform like Ether has to allow NFTs to exist. Artifact's become a platform for you to model fucking brand designs in clothing, fucking shoes, TV shows, all kinds of things can be built on top of this platform that gives you a distribution and recognition you never had before. So they've effectively created a platform, in the avatar space, which is amazing. Opening up all kinds of shit for us to like come together and create and put on top of this. That who knows what the fuck you could make now? He just never had an advantage. Burger is salty. He needs to know if he's going to be Burger from now on or Salty, because he's Salty Sketchbook. That's his collection out in OpenSea, his art brand. But he was always Burger to us. He'll always be Burger to us.
Maybe Burger could be like my real name, and then Salty's like my artist name.
That's just gonna be confusing. You gotta do double aliases. What are you, part of fucking Eminem's D12 right now? That joke's gonna be lost on all you young kids.
Bizarre and Proof?
Huh?
Bizarre and Proof?
All of them had two different identities, remember? That was a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's Slim Shady, Eminem, and then Bizarre and whatever.
Wu-Tang Clan did that too. There was like an alternate name for them also, all those guys. That was a thing. Oops, not that. What do you guys think? You guys like the show art today?
It looks sick.
I thought it was pretty fire. Came out pretty cool. I have moments to make these things. What do you guys think of this? So I originally got this piece from Burger. I really like it. Black and white. I call it Madness. I think Burger says this should be called Madness because the motherfucker didn't name it. But either way, I'm going to call it Madness since he won't name it. And I own it.
No, I did name it. I told you. It's called This Is Madness. What is it called? It's called You Should Call This Madness.
Yeah, I know. Like, bitch, don't make fun of me in the name of the goddamn picture. The hell? Anyway. Collab idea, and looking at space strip shoes, I thought this was an insanely cool idea and style that could go on a shoe really easily, like this one or this one, and so this just shows the kind of power, like you put two different creative minds together, like you can put some really cool shit out. This is a badass poster, but this would look even more amazing on like in a fucking hoodie or a fucking shoe, So if y'all like this thing, give me a Burger a fucking retweet and show some support. Maybe we fucking get a chance to do a collab, if they don't hate my guts for what I do on Twitter already, which they probably do, but it's okay. We still love you guys. We don't get caught up in our feelings. Clones follow trones, only if you act like a fucking pussy ass bitch. We don't do that. We're our own fucking people. So for the clones that want to be zealots, you go do that shit. This is real nigga shit over here. We don't fucking play that bullshit. We don't suck dick for fucking favor. Sorry. We are Clonix Classic, so we'll get more into that on the Clone Show. The nightmare to your brand. It's all fun and games until somebody gets a foot in their ass. The ripple effects. What are you talking about, Trojan Mom? Winternomics and Casanomics are cousins. They're two individuals.
They're two separate people.
Huh? These are two separate people. Have you never actually looked into who these people are? I think a lot of people don't actually understand the dynamic of the Nomics family. Casanomics is the weatherman. Winternomics, he's not who you think. He is also he's the host and cousin, the more handsome cousin, mind you, of Casanomics. So lest we not forget the key point that differentiates the two.
That's subjective.
Shut up. Don't be plugging my own logic back at me, motherfucker. Such a hater. Haven't seen Summer Knox in a while. She made an appearance. She's lurking, don't worry. The more handsome spry of the two, huh?
He's a little shy, Summernomics.
Summernomics, she's just not, she's above it all. She's a real bitch. Let's see if we got any scorecards. Izzy posted inside Discord, so in case you guys don't know it, pay attention today. You have this shit coming. FOMC minutes, which can be just as fucking jarring to the market as the actual rate announcements. So this is your main catalyst today. You can have a shit day in front of it and something later. this is also important. Job openings, right? The whole thing with the Fed de-risking the market is that they're trying to stall inflation and also shore up the labor pool. So this is really key. Both these reports, they say red, they equal volatile events. They will move the market. They will affect currencies. They will affect stocks, and the correlation that we have in risk assets are likely to affect crypto too. So you want to pay attention when these hit. Don't get caught sleeping if you're intraday trading. When stuff like this happens, it'll fuck you all up. So memo on memo there. For you guys,
I've been sleeping through Wednesdays recently. It was like, I'll just wait.
Look at this guy's
hand. It's been working out fine.
There's some days that it's okay not to trade, depending on what your resolutions are. You don't have to trade every day. This guy's name is Captain Undoxable.
I'm on it.
So this Captain Undoxable in the first line. This is the gentleman who fucking told me, who let me know who I was yesterday. Based on this question, this is exactly that person. So you're doxable. I know exactly who you are. In the first sentence. That's the guy arguing with me for 2 hours yesterday, right there.
Yeah, he types like that guy speaks.
That's him. You might think you're undoxable until your pattern of behavior is so flagrant in the first sentence I recognize you instantaneously. That name is right fucking the jinx. You won't know who I am. I know exactly who you are. That's how that works. So anyways, for less certain trades, say 17, yeah. Option side 1/3 for a higher turn. It's funny you would ever fucking use that handle, isn't it? And then fucking completely dox your behavior to us. I love it. Yeah, so we had that discussion inside, and we're not going to help make your trading plans for you. You're going to learn how to make choices for yourself. Everybody's fundamentals are different, age are different, risk you can assume are different. Assuming other people's risk protocols is not your best idea. You need to make your decisions based on the information that's available to you, about what you can stand and what you can bear, what your statistics say you can do. That would be the simple of that. One war story. Good lord. Deverend, our new guy. Let's see. War story from last week. War story from a few trades I took last week. Coin. Following the intel on Kaz's streams where he said we were likely to see a rotation towards the bottom of the higher res bear flag. It's bear flag it's in. Should the market de-risk further? I kept an eye on this over the weekend and picked up a lower res bear flag intraday to play. Managed to get a 2.5 R out of this to the bottom of the flag range. However, looking back, it ended up going much further and posting this in Discord. Got some suggestions to perhaps look to take profits slightly before my target and hold free roll positions I can trail out. I implemented this later in the week and felt like it really helped me since I tend to get a bit anxious. Once I see the trade moving in my direction and following me to take some of it a bit early really helped deal with that. Cool. So very cool. Yep. And this is definitely it's a great trade. Great, risk structure you picked outside of the bigger bear flag. Great wave down you played. Looks like you had a trend line that probably made you worry, and it broke down again. You could either continue or leave something to make it to go further. But this is really good, and you need to build up some wins and kind of see how often you win to kind of figure out what works best, and also measure what's your total R and R you normally get. When you're right, does it really normally go 4 and 5 and you kind of duck out early, or do you normally barely make it to 2? All those things going to matter to what you kind of do with your cut strategy if you do implement a cut strategy. NVAX. When I took back, I'm really frustrated with myself for taking this trade. On the night stream, Kaz said we're likely to see gas in the market the next day, not necessarily in a particular direction, but expect shit to move. So I spent the pre-market planning around that, and I had a couple of ideas for either side. I then proceeded to enter into this long almost immediately off the open without looking at the SPY at all, completely going against all my planning, a mistake that should really have been very easily avoided. So he's got great introspection as to what fucking killed him. And so this is the kind of thing that will help you kind of figure out when and where in the market you played ideas that made sense or made mistakes. Without this, you'll kind of have no bearing on your own progress. So this is really detailed, really introspective. I like it. Still like the overall structure of NVAX going into the end of the week and end up catching a couple nice plays on it. The early advice from Discord really helped me out in this one, a lower rise trade, as it allowed me to stay relatively relaxed once I had taken a little bit of profit off and I felt more comfortable allowing it to run and being able to ride the wave. Cool. Really cool. So you came back, you lost an R, and you made a different plan, and you fucking played it. So awesome. You recovered it. And this is the thing about Rs. I got asked a question yesterday, what is an R? which is unbelievable. So yeah, if you watch the show at all, it's risk. How many times your risks do you make? The red area, right? If I fuck up, I'm going to lose like whatever your dollars you bet for this R is. And you should be betting consistent risk in each of these. Even if they're scaled at different sizes, you should take different shares because if these aren't the same, then your statistics don't mean stuff. You know, if you say I won fucking 6 trades this week, lost 11, and my average R's were like fucking like 2.8, that won't mean stuff if the R's you took in each trade was different. That'll just be fucking useless information. So, this kind of helps you understand, well, how much did I really win? How many times my risk did I win overall? So this is huge, right? He lost an R, then he made back fucking 2.6 and 4.2. So you net this out against it, and he did pretty good. And that's why you care about risk reward. You're not going to win every trade. You just want the winner to be much bigger than the loser. So that's it. But really good introspection in this, dude. I like it a lot. Really good stuff. I appreciate the war story. So that's the key too. Using those war stories is fucking valuable if you bother to take in the information. What are you guys saying here? We don't talk about Shadow. No, you don't talk about Shadow. But in case you were curious about Shadow, can't leave him out. Shadow, aka the ghost of Winter's past, is the hard fork of Winternomics. He's the real vision of fucking Katoshi. Literally gives no fucks about any of your hodl bullshit or any of Pack Trader's bullshit either. So in case you don't know who you're fucking dealing with, better ask somebody. Yeah, how funny is that? The undoxable Pack Trader. Like, what? That guy operates on some assumptions that could kill a moose, bro. Like, oh my god. Like, please don't give anybody any advice until you wake the fuck up and pull your head directly out of the hippopotamus's ass you shoved it into 10 years ago. Actually, the craziest conversation we've had in there in quite a many years, I think. It was definitely eye-opening, though, to see what fucking that level of bias can do to your ass.
Yeah, I caught a little bit of it, and it was just like, it was
difficult.
Yeah. You called on me, I'm just like, fuck, where do I even start?
That was like what a bubble, and like religiously conditioned from childhood, like literally prison of the mind, the ultimate prison of the mind. You're watching this stuff, I had no idea where he is in space and time. And if you're watching this, I mean every word of it. That was the most clueless shit I've ever fucking heard in every direction of fucking clueless. But he stayed and took a hell of a lot of abuse for 2 hours, which I think I give him credit for, because my God, he didn't stop out. And that's the thing, right? While he's going through all that war, he still stayed there because he knows there's something valuable here, right? When people antagonize you, when the fucking the bully at school calls the girl fucking ugly, he wants to fuck her. Right? That's the thing people do. They tease the things that they want, right? So if you're still there and talking shit to me, bitch, I already know you want to buy the house. The fuck, you're the only one who doesn't realize you gave yourself away. It was a great learning experience. Like, my God. Huh?
One thing that was interesting about it is, like, he sounded like a smart person while he was being really dumb. And I bet he gets away with that a lot in his life.
That's where he had that's the Dunning-Kruger effect. He was really sure he sounded intelligent. You sound like you have fucking actual brain damage and should be in a padded room. You don't sound like you should be allowed to operate a vehicle with the shit coming out of your mouth yesterday. It was just categorically fucking stupid. The fact that you have friends that ever let you reach like anywhere near my age talking like that fucking just goes to the selection of fucking assets you choose. You chose the lowest common denominator of all of society to give yourself fucking a place to feel comfortable. And that's how people end up in crowds of people with shitty fucking value, right? That everyone's got the same fucking thing. They're nothing. Because you look for fucking comfort rather than being told the truth. And you do that long enough, you're going to live in a lie. So that's what you get. It sounds crazy. When you don't share that person's delusion, they just sound fucking insane. Like, that's it. And then that guy's in the market trading against you. So you want to know that people fucking reshape information like that, because if he's not the fucking exception, he's a whole lot of what's dying in the marketplace and why. So that's why you talk to people and pay attention. They'll tell you what kills them. They don't know they told you. But if you learn to pay attention, you learn exactly where you don't want to fucking stand and what the shape of ignorance looks like that's going to get hit by that fucking train. You don't got to know where Warren Buffett is. You know exactly what kind of personality will lose to Warren Buffett. That's, it's a zero-sum system. You don't have to have fucking Warren Buffett's fundamentals to know where Warren Buffett's standing when you understand this. So, memos on memos things. So, we are in a little bit short and crunch, 8:55. I think we're in a good place to fucking move over and check some macro things. Let's see. All right. So projection things. Not bad, eh? What a forecast that one was. Boink, boink. So we are shockwaving the area that we thought made sense for BTC, which was a troll party level to core revival zone, which is the two zones from the old cheat sheet of BTC back in 2018. The last real fucking level of any interaction before you shot to 30,000, right? Like 20 through 30 is pretty vacant. So we told you, like, if you got down here, you want to pay attention on the Sailor Fractal, because that would be likely where you get your first real bounce. It is off the high of this previous system, which is always good to pay attention to, right? Where you come from matters. So this shockwave, as you see it, this was the biggest one. This is a projection, but this is still the most liquid one before you go fucking flying into the stratosphere. So that's your first place of interaction. Does it mean you can't go lower? Absolutely not. You know, while you're watching this trajectory in BTC, like until he violates this, right? This downtrend, you can go as far as it wants, and we know crash cycles are really just bull flags on macro scale, so we wait for it to rotate like anything else, right? It means nothing else. ETH, you know, is in a much more scary position. I know this stuff is hard to see, so I have a much like thinned out ETH chart. Let's try and use him. Which chart did I put where? This is ETH. This is the other projection we made on ETH, if you guys remember that. Sorry, I did a prep yesterday on this thing, but the one you know from the show is this shit. This is like morning prep. My bad. I guess you know what I'm thinking. That's the point, right? So in the event this guy doesn't hold base, a flag under here would be the fucking thing that would be terminal. But if we're gonna get a fucking bottoming formation like we told you, he'd probably be shaped something like this. I think I have something somewhere I don't have on. One sec. Pretty sure I had done superimposed a BTC layer onto this bar patterns. There it is. So that same drawing you're seeing, right? We did this also. We ported the BTC bottom from 2018-19 and we pancaked it over here. The duration might be slightly off, but this is basically the shape of a bottom, right? Should get fucking thrust to the bottom that basically turn to bear traps and fuck people over. If you look at it, right, that's basically what this is. Ah, jeez, that's such a bad fucking line. Right, and those are bull flag rotations that you get. Stable base, right, and then a base above systems. So you're looking for something like this, right? We're looking for something where the market could do this. Fucking scare people half to death. And then fucking recoil, and then scare people half to death again, and then fucking recoil, and then go out. That's basically how your bottoms will shape, right? So we drew this out for you, and you know, you look for this setup, right? Rally, corrector structure, rally again. That's basically the shape of a bottom rotation. So you do have to be patient to allow these things to form, right? Don't run in there. And so you get under here, don't bet against it, right? Just like in this place. Could it rotated up from that? Yeah, totally. Could have totally gone like this. But it didn't. Fucking went under here, and Armageddon's next, right? Same thing's true here. So, gotta get in the morning prep. Straight off the show, bitches. Yeah, that's how your analyst talks. If you don't like it.
Memos.
Yesterday he's like, you're really offensive. Fuck you. Fuck you and fuck you twice. I don't owe you fucking shit. I don't know you. Suck a dick and this can bounce. Both things can be true, motherfucker. You can suck my dick and this can bounce. And I don't give a fuck which one you do. Right? So don't ask me to be nice. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, so if you need that, go talk to your mother. So this is pretty cool, right? So this is the formation. We're looking at BTC's got the same thing. This is Trollbox. It's just going to have the levels all over it. If you guys remember, we'd actually had this is the other template. This is what we're watching on the way down. And so this wave down and where we are now, right? Structurally, he can go under it. He can absolutely brick down to a fucking, you know, a different level. That's absolutely true. So that's kind of our crypto look right now and things. I told you guys, pay attention to this. Where do I have the fucking chart for that guy? Be nice to me, Kaz. Yeah, I'm sorry your mother didn't love you, but that's not my job, bro. Yeah, this is your big bull flag, I think, keeping track of, just really thinned out without all the crazy shit drawn on it. This is kind of the simple of it, but I think, in ETH BTC is worth watching. Again, like, you look at things like what Artifact's doing, and you talk about forward utility, like, the infrastructure that they're putting in place is like the template for, like, a metaverse business worldwide. And that has, different utility when you think about what BTC is. BTC's utility is like the gateway to, the crypto economy, and to some extent to store of value. But ETH as a platform has fucking literally limitless utilities that can be created on top of it, and in this one iteration allows for something that none of us can forecast what kind of revenues can come from it, right? It has crazy untapped forward potentials, but it also does have the best architect to be running such a thing, Nike, one of the biggest brands in the world. So you can't overlook that. Like, Nike's not gonna fucking gamble on this without really having thought this through a lot. And for a lot of people betting against this iteration of, like, virtual business and stuff like that, this time around, a lot of people talk about this with Second Life having failed, that, like, brands tried to descend on Second Life and it didn't work out. I don't think you can fucking, you want to put Nike in that box. Nike is the fucking alpha of fucking global brands. Michael Jordan is the alpha of fucking global brands. You are not fucking with some rookie motherfucker inside this space. And Artifact owns the collectible market branding strat if I've ever fucking seen it. Like, this is the best possible chance for this to ever fucking work of all versions, to this date. Alright, that's a memo. Back to fucking macro things. SPY. So yeah, remember, FOMC things today. Don't fucking get your nuts cut off by fucking Powell, because he's a nut clipper. So this is the same structure. They're going with the ETH, right? Risk assets pretty synced up, so they kind of look the same. Remember, SPY doesn't have the overnight, so this is like, looks like shorter, but it's the same thing, down in the trenches. You look at, let me just look at it real quick. ETH bottoms, if you look where ETH bottoms at, it's like 30th, and then NFTs kind of take a shit and bottom. Sorry, that's wrong. See, that's what happens. It's all scrunched up. So 18th over here, right? And this chart just not having overnight. That's 17th, 18th over here. So it's the same thing. It just looks much shorter over here because we don't have 24 hours. I think we mapped this on the futures anyway. Didn't we? Thought so. Well, one of them. I thought I did. One sec.
Well, it's on one of the charts.
It's on something. This happens you draw on everything. You look like retarded. God damn it. Really? Did I not do it on any of them? Okay. I must have not drawn on here, or I drew it on a prep chart that's not on the show. Alright, or I deleted it because I'm retarded. But yeah, so these guys look like the same kind of deal. And you've got decent swing levels to pay attention to. These guys are rotating up. So we put on heat map because there's a lot of things to pay attention to if you do get a squeeze with the sentiments where they are, and we can push a little higher, right? And these things do rotate higher. There's a lot of stuff that's in interesting places simultaneously that gives you a pretty good line in the sand that if we fail these levels, we're going to get fucking really rocked a lot deeper down, or we're at least in a place that the sentiment and the timing here in summer, which we talked about for LTC's fractal, lends to possibilities that we have, potential more upside out of what we've seen. This guy is AMD. AMD, is a big ass bull flag, but they are bull flags are coming down to pretty much the consolidation range of the COVID year, right? So this is a key location, really easy line in the sand. You stay under this, you can fucking die. Just like BTC under the fucking, grandma shockwave, you've got fucking nothing between here and here, he'll get wrecked. So you look at that, this is part of his major bull run. It's exactly the same thing, right? There's structurally nothing between here and here. He'll fall like a fucking stone. So this is an easy line in the sand to watch with the structure we have in ETH, the structure we have in SPYs. I'd watch this all together. Checking the VIX real quick before we get too far. VIX is still in consolidation, right? Attempting to rotate a bull flag. If he does rotate the bull flag, those guys will likely dip under key levels. You'll see guys like Nvidia. Where is he? He looks like shit on the way down, but he's also an interesting place, right? He's landed directly on top of this previous all-time high system from COVID, so he's also in an interesting technical spot, and the bull flag that rotated him out of that system. So there's a test area that's worth paying attention to. You got a bunch of dudes in places like this. Microsoft, looking at him structurally, he's over this. This would pretty much be considered like, you look at that, and he kind of tested one time, and then this is his breakout bull flag, and that's what he's in, and he's checked the base of that. Jeez, my drawings are terrible today. All right, Apple, a lot of things to put on the radar. All you crazy people, don't put every single thing on the radar. I cover a bunch of stuff for a bunch of people. That doesn't mean every one you've got to go fucking crazy about. We talked about this before. Apple landing on this system over here, same system, right? Bounced on it, held. Now, if you could violate this trajectory, that's a good line in the sand to watch. Also, he'll give intel to fucking S&P if he's really going to get some gas to him. He probably rotates. We give him the possibility of going deeper. That's still true, right? He could totally fucking bear flag this shit if that's what the market's going to do, and go down and make a deeper low and come out of here lower. That's possible. So you keep that open until he gets through this fucking level and shows the rotation is proceeding. Other things to pay attention to in the marketplace. I thought guys like MasterCard were interesting, right? Look at this guy. He really didn't come down for shit, I know Visa got fucking punched in the dick a little bit, but these guys actually held up pretty well. Look, all things considered, when you look at like PayPal, right? These just got obliterated. But even PayPal now is an interesting spot, right? Okay, Lord, what am I got too fast ascending on this? Here. Right, PayPal. Really right now, if there's going to be a bounce from these really beaten down piles of shit, he's like, you're going to rotate some shit like this and be able to do that. You see some shit like that, pay attention to it. He stays under here, you can get killed. But this is an easy line in the sand for a whole bunch of stuff that looks like this. Mickey D's, people love shit food and fucking shitty economies. He's actually surprisingly strong for the market getting fucking thrown off a fucking bridge, don't you think? I think that looks fucking nuts. Tesla, always a market stock, right? Always good to pay attention to this guy. Sitting in a crazy area. If you turn this off for a second, right? The entire consolidation that he rotated up into his all-time high from, it's at least a worthwhile range to pay attention to how he leaves this. He ends up under it, yeah, danger. And this is a major swing level down here. If he gets down here, right, we would look for bear flag and he'd get fucking killed if that's what he's going to do. But if there's a place that's worth paying attention for a possible bounce, it's from this kind of an area that you have major confluence in this many assets. VIX things we already looked at. Retail, some interesting stuff in retail. Like, looking at this too zoomed in, we might miss some things about it. This is not the chart we did Macy's on. Macy's was here. Macy's, if you remember, we called him in the bottom of the trenches when he triple bottomed with his old 1992 low, right? And the fucking banking crisis low. You look at him,
Pretty
right?
sure Ivy called that low, not you. Ivy called that low, not you.
Macy's? No, Ivy called the bottom of CVS.
I thought you called Macy's also.
Nah, Ivy called CVS, and we all stood there like a bunch of idiots, and like, I think Ivy's gonna get this right, and we watched it leave like a bunch of idiots, remember? Like, there's 4 of us in that call. I'm like, I think that's a sync way for fucking CVS, and I'm like, I think I know it is. And then we just sat there like the morons and watched it fucking pump directly out of there and leave us. Yeah, I remember that day. I was pretty pissed. Because you knew it. You fucking knew it. Don't ask how my cat called CVS. That's a whole different conversation. Anyways. Yes, you are listening to an analyst tell you his cat fucking called CVS and he blew the trade. That did happen, and they're witnesses. So, don't worry about how that works. Bull flag rotation, right? This guy's coming up, and we've got another bull flag when you really look at it. So, looking at this right now, right? This is a great structure. If you didn't know what the prevailing sentiment in the market was right now, you'd be watching this guy for another rotation on here. And like all those levels we talked about, there's really good confluence, right? You can see him sitting. Oops, that going too far. Oh, there we go, right? He's sitting in as great a place for support as possible, right? This level was already tested, checked, and then it's corrected down and stop ran the shit out. Anybody who's got something there, this is a great spot, this level, to see if he can structure out and rotate off of that too. So it's as good a place in the market to have like, a bounce, a meaningful bounce, that there's this much confluence across retail, semis, and fucking various other asset classes. That's really nerdy. I hate when I sound nerdy in my morning show. I definitely want to sound like it at night, so I'll make sure I'm liquored up and don't say anything like this later. So VIX, we talked about DXY, yes, currency things. So, holy fucking shit, Batman. What a run, right? So this fucking move down here we set up for you guys, and this has just been an arcing thing. Leon threw the flames onto the rest of the world because, it wasn't good enough to fucking just fuck the United States. He wanted to make sure that everybody felt their pain. So, right now, Leon is the gas that is like driving fucking currencies off a bridge. And we've drawn this for you guys too, right? This crazy location, pay attention to this. And remember this zone I said, if we get down here, things can go fucking haywire. Well, they've gone fucking haywire. Pretty crazy. Hey, you know something? I want to look up something real quick while I have you guys here. Hold 909, I gotta be quick with this. Let's see. I got some OG goodies hidden away in here. Let's see if where this thing's at. It's been years since I opened this fucking chart. So this chart up here, I made for the guys in 2015. You have to understand, in 2015, like, the levels that are on here aren't an intraday chart for like a decade because the euro hasn't been here. So I had to do all these levels from memory. From 2004 cycle to 2006. I actually remembered them. I don't think I could anymore. How do you get inside this thing? Let's see. Make it mine. Let's see what levels we got today. So this is an OG thing. Like, literally, this is made in 15 and made from memory from all the levels I played up to the fucking, like, you know, pump from the 90s. So we have all levels of, like, that could ever happen in this thing. I'm not going to put this in OnlyFans. This is, like, too much. You guys will fucking, like, explode trying to trade it and stuff. But, yeah. How funny is that? You talk about price having memory? Isn't this wild? Pretty nutty, right?
This is the craziest fucking chart.
The craziest thing. Made from fucking memory 10 years before. And this is now looking at 7 years later. Looks like you could use it today, don't it? Not nuts? Funny thing about price and memory, right? Dude, this is how fat I used to make all the lines on my chart. What the fuck was I thinking? They were all huge. I like colors, obviously. You know, but this is ridiculous. So anyways, back to our macro things. Let's finish this up. So that's currency things. You're down to the floor of this. That guy's parabolic as shit. I know somebody asked about euro. So looking at him right now, right, you want to look at this system and like, yeah, he's under here. So it's a matter of how far down this do you go, and do you set up a flag, you know, with, and then do something like that, because we're looking at the fact that DXY is leaving this system. And if he continues what he's doing, then right, this can get a lot crazier. If you guys remember, we put the DXY on presidential cycles, and we told you always pay attention to this. Zoom out. This is the same chart, right? Presidential cycles. Not since Reagan have you had a strong dollar under a sitting Republican president. It's generally under your Democrats, right? Your liberal parties generally have to recover the fucking shitty fiscal policies of your fucking conservatives who funnel money to the fucking top, which doesn't really work. And while the fucking whole planet crumbles under that, the US becomes the fucking like last strong place on the planet, and you end up with fucking deflationary pressure, and the Democrats basically have to undo that mess, and you get a strong currency under them, and then you get an idiot again who cuts fucking taxes and everything else, and fucking creates a fiscal fucking nightmare, and then Obama has to fix that shit. You get a strong currency. Then you get fucking Trump, who's a fucking dumb sack of racist shit, who fucking lands you in the middle of COVID and fucking again does stupid fiscal policy and fucking puts tariffs, which creates inflationary effects on the entire fucking planet to try and fuck China up the ass, and then you have to fucking fix it again, and you get a pump in the dollar. Notice? If anybody was to tell that conservatives are smart, no, you're fucking chipmunks. And this is why this is so predictable, because you do the same fucking thing every time you get into office. You wreck the entire country. So this is why, you know, basically Biden is caught in fixing his mess again. And that's the same thing for Bush. Fix his mess again. And Reagan, who everyone thought was so great, yeah, this started off like this, but it actually started under Jimmy Carter. And fucking Reagan turned it upside down in the second half and destroyed the fucking world reserve currency by 50%. It was never given the full credit for that, by the way. And then handed that to Bill Clinton, who fixed it and put us in the biggest boom of our fucking entire lives by the second half of his presidency, which fucking George Bush flatly destroyed and erased out of existence. Right? That's the cycles. So in case you wonder, racist, Republican, dumb money. Fucking liberals, dealing with more views than just fucking one race group, generally slightly smarter. Still full of racists, but this should be fucking pretty fucking easy to tell. And we did tell you this was likely to happen under Biden. Ta-da. So anybody who was to tell me about fucking, like, you know, conservative policies, shut the fuck up. Those people are bigots. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Just shut the fuck up. If you're stupid, that's your own problem. Nobody has to tell you either. So all right, so that deals with that. VIX things you guys got, DXY things you got, crypto things you got. You guys got anything else? And then I'm gonna take a couple of symbols real fucking quick, and then I'll slide out. Somebody asked for Monolith.eth. I have a chart that gets you Monolith on the chart. Let's see. Monolith. There you go. Where is it? Oh, this site loads so slow when I'm live.
It knows.
Huh?
It knows you're doing stuff.
Is this the longest data I got in here? It looks like it for now. So this is what I got. This guy right here. I think that's what you're looking at with him right now. Something like that, right? This bottom range rotates out of this. I think that's healthy. You want to see him do the straight line thing. I want to see him breach that level. And damn it. It could do something like that when he hits it. What I got left? You work. So something like that. He comes out of this bottom range that he's in right now. He's wicked down to like 3.5. I think he fucking can support here, about 4.25. And then if he rotates up through this level he's got at 7, well, actually at the base range here, if he gets north of 5.25, he should fucking start pushing towards 7. And then, as it becomes really obvious that Artifact has like an insane fucking, order of like goods that are going to come out on these avatars, the invention that's inside Monolith 2, that's inside Monolith fucking 1 is going to probably be revalued, and the monoliths being burnt, to the point that there's so few of them left. There's still Evo 2 to come out, and when you have Evo 2 come out, you're going to have fucking combinations with Evo 1 and Evo 2 vials that will fucking start to destroy supply of most of the building blocks, right? So shoes will disappear in forging, vials can disappear, monoliths can disappear more, and the building blocks inside monoliths can disappear, and the probabilities of what might remain in the remaining monoliths, create a value arb on fucking like knowing exactly what's in it. The potentials of fucking like, the lottery tickets still remain. So there is good fundamentals behind this box containing part of the products that are going to sell off of this, living Web3 mannequin. So I think this is something that, like in time, if the Artifact ecosystem is valued much higher forward value when people realize what's really out there for this thing, I believe the box holding the shoes that is like the first real piece of merch that's going to sell off this guy is worth paying attention to. All right, what's the next one?
XME.
What'd you say?
XME. That name?
XME. All right, so you already did not that many symbols. All right, cool. Let me see what I can stick in here. XME. So basic materials, metals and mining. So, really good call on pulling this up. Look where this guy's at. So we talked about this before this year when we were talking about like, commodities and, disaster baskets and like, commodity prices spiked everywhere. We saw these guys go fucking flying with oil. So now they're back at the breakout box on this mega bull flag rotation we talked about. And guys who are like in this are like fucking Steel and Nucor and shit like that, right? And these guys are worth paying attention to where they are, because this was part of the breakout that this guy did with that was fucking insane. So XME is definitely an inflection point, like many things in the marketplace right now. Whoops. That are at key levels that have decent volume that's worth paying attention to. He's landed back in the pump structure here, and so it's worth at least to stall and pay attention to. If he stays under this, could he pull back more? Yeah, totally. But this is probably an area with like this bottoming range as he falls into it for the first time that might be worth paying attention to, for a reflex bounce out of this. This is as good a support area as you could hope for. So this guy, you're looking at bull flagging into a possible area that he can rotate up from, and then you have your same trigger right here, right? So that's a line in the sand. If you manage to do it, a structure that sits on top of this and does that would be like kind of what you're hoping for. What's the next one, Burger? I'll go BTC.
I'll go BTC.
I feel like I've done this guy before.
We did it last week.
That's there's no drawing there though. Where's the rest of it? I did the USD, didn't I? That's the last time we did it. So algo, garbage. Analysis over. What's the next one?
USD PLN.
USD PLN. We're jumping through everything. USD PLN. Told you guys to pay attention to this when I was talking about paying attention to weaker European currencies since they're the ones at risk. Remember, we drew this up for you guys and we talked about this, across time. We talked about like the Hungarian forint and stuff like that. That Euro block is the real danger. And we actually drawn this up relative to presidential cycles again, right? This is basically the same thing. Obama, Trump, Biden. Anybody got questions on where strong dollar policies come from right now? Or why? And why they seem to pop up with the liberals? If you can't tell these idiots destroy the fucking country, like every time they touch it, you haven't been paying attention. Right, rotation under Biden, fucking strong dollar policies, world in collapse, fucking European bloc at risk, fucking, dollar zloty pump. So that's the wave you're paying attention to now. You want to pay attention to this guy. If you need more data, like this is not good, USD PLN, go to the guy with all the data you really want that gives you your complete chart is IDC. Is that IDC's chart? That's not good at all. USD PLN, usually that's the oldest data you're gonna get. Yeah. Wow, yeah, that's it. IDC is your oldest data you're gonna get. So right now, from what we can see here, internet bubble era time frame, probably at least a decent inflection point to pay attention to it. DXY, kind of want to relate that. Don't have anything that relates to that in 2000. So I think USD PLN was breakout, and you probably can track him better through Euro. USD Euro obviously is going to look just like this. All right, so this guy keeps pushing. USD PLN likely keeps pushing. What's the next one?
EGLD USDT. E-gold.
Last time we ever talked about this guy. And I put down here, he flagged under the last trigger we had. It's a red level. If he goes under that box, he died. So he looks like algo. A lot of people are fishing for just absolute destroyed crap. Can you find bounces in some of these guys fishing this? Yeah, this is obviously the last level he's got, and just like the levels we showed you in some of those stocks, they're bounceable spots. Is he best of breed? He might be worth like a dead cat, but I think there's more quality assets in the marketplace that are also down. Instead of hunting the garbage, like we talk about playing best of breed for a reason. You want to kind of be where the real capital flows will go. You can get a reactionary bounce in here, but there's things that are down with this thing that are better ideas. Next one.
That's it.
That's it. All right, motherfuckers. 9:23, bitches. This has been Heat Map. Burger Tamagotchi, Salty, whatever the fuck we call you. The RZA. Appreciate you coming on short notice. Hope you guys learned some things. Parjatal, shout out on fucking dropping the big stacks on the show. We appreciate you, man. We hope you're fucking putting up fucking baller cash. That's what it's about. For all you guys that are having problems figuring out how to use this show, feel free to ask questions in the chat. We'll show you things on here if you just fucking speak up. If you're in Discord, don't worry. Yeah, I'm gonna cut your balls off, but it's for your own good. That's what help really looks like, right? You don't want people comforting you in your own stupidity since childhood. That just leaves you stupid till you die. We're not that place. We'll check your ass. But that's what it is. Markets are 90% psychology. So if no one ever told you shit you were saying was stupid, you probably don't have real friends. That's another problem. If you hop in our Discord, though, we'll definitely help you guys, stop being stupid and stop jumping in front of the train on purpose and not realizing that you're the one doing it to yourselves. So for all of you who want to get physically and psychologically abused, I can't reach you yet until I can slap you in Web3. Hop into our Discord and I'll fucking slap the shit out of you verbally and help you best I can. Like I did homeboy. So there's a link. Just dropped it. Hit that shit. Prepare to fucking get fucking wrecked. And I'll catch you motherfuckers tonight. Alright? Peace out.
Peace.
That was fun.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly.